Hi guys, here Romy for MUSA XO, a channel for practical spirituality and philosophy that I started in Spanish, and I never thought about doing it in English, but it kept on coming up. Every time I spoke about it, people would say, oh, let me look you up, and I'm like, oh no, because it's really in Spanish. The other day, my doctor, 70-something-year-old Asian veteran doctor, said, let me look you up. And I said, oh, you're not my demographic at all. Like, you're an elderly man who probably doesn't even need all this wisdom. And he seems pretty peaceful. And my channel is in Spanish, I said. It's not in English. So anyways, every time I told random people about it, people were like, do it. I would love to hear that in English. Maybe a few people, and now I'm vlogging in English. I don't think I'll ever write it, but definitely I want to do it in video form. At least a few trials. See if the message gets across. I find it a lot harder for me because it's just the tongue, the mind. It's not as flawless as in English, and I'll probably get better if I practice more. But I thought this could reach probably more people that could need it. And this topic in particular, I recorded it in Spanish, and then I was posting it and I was like, I need to do this in English. At least one person that I know could benefit from this. And so here I go. Okay, this is about when you lose trust in somebody, how to deal with people who you just don't trust. And sometimes these people are part of your family. Sometimes these people is your partner, your wife, your husband. I'm not talking about random people you met on the street that you don't trust. I'm talking about people who you actually want to have like a renewed, clean slate with them, or renew your vows with that person. Kind of like not come with the baggage from the past and kind of see them anew. But you still feel something sticky inside of you. It doesn't matter how much we read that you have to forgive yourself, you have to forgive others, all of that, it's wonderful. But really what I find in my study of this is it doesn't matter. Like there's this book, Radical Forgiveness. I read it a few years ago. I just couldn't get there. In terms of how do people make that bridge between what they decide here and what they actually feel here, which is this apprehension towards this person, maybe because this person betrayed you many times, lied to you, hurt you, manipulated you. That sensation that when you interact with this person, you always walk away feeling lesser, having been involved in conversations you didn't want to be involved. The person wants to know information about you and then manipulates that information to their benefit. So the trust of that, you start stripping the trust of that person. Every time I interact with this person manipulates me. Every time this person says they're gonna do this, they kind of don't do it and change it. And I mean, this is such a broad topic because it can be really about big topics like alcoholism or cheating and lying or fraud. But just in your life, think about the people you're like, I just don't trust this person. How do you know that? Because your heart is not open to them. Your heart is kind of like either closed or kind of like really, you believed in them this much before, and now you're like, and you quickly clamp. The first sign of this person you close your heart. And so I had to make some notes from the other video because otherwise I'm never gonna finish. Right, what do you do first with this situation? Like you really, what your goal is here, what feels good to a human, is to keep your heart at peace and open towards others. When you're faced with somebody that has repeatedly forced you to close your heart, you are apprehensive and you don't go in like this. You go in protected. and that is okay. But really what you want to do, what you're yearning for, what we read we should be aiming for, what our super soul and what our higher being knows is that we are all the same, we are love, and that person theoretically, mystically theoretically, should be forgiven from, like, that's really what your heart yearns for. But that resistance you feel is that you and your experience in this body and in your mind, you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. Yes, in your head, you're like, yes, I'm still talking to the person and I can be polite to that person, and that person's in my family, or I'm still married in some cases to that person, but I just don't believe them. And so you are, or I just don't trust them. That's really what I should be saying. Oh my God, already 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, so moving on with that. So what you do is really get clear on the goal here. The goal here is for you to find peace when you're interacting with this person, for you to refresh and update the programming in relating to this person, because this person also, I guess, in a way needs an opportunity for you to not have so much prejudging, right? But I don't want to go on that route too much. I want to focus on this, on the 3 points that I did on the other video. The first one is when you are feeling that distrust creeping on you, when you're about to either encounter this person or relate to this person, or you're avoiding this person, try to focus on what are you feeling physically, without arguing in your mind why is it that you got there with this person and all the issues this person has caused you, etc. Just go in and say, what is it that I'm feeling? Why this feels like anger towards this person? I'm angry at you because I can't trust you. I love you, or I know you love me and you want to be close to me, but I just don't trust you because of your history of you manipulating me and my time, or with the history of you lying to me that you're here and you're there, or that you're coming over and you didn't come, whatever it is. But we get to those places because there's a track record, right? But be very, very aware that you're not the victim here, and you don't make yourself a martyr. That's really not a position of power. And so the focus of MUSA and the focus of this video, of these videos, all of them, is to return your power to you. You need to remember your power. So go back and say, okay, how is it that I'm feeling? I say sometimes from the neck down. Discount the mind. The mind is going to be arguing 10 reasons why this person it's undeserving of your trust and love. So you go in and you say, okay, what is it that I'm feeling? I'm feeling tension, I'm feeling anxiety in interacting with this person. My heart is closed. And really what you're really yearning for is for your heart to open. Because with your heart clamped, there's no light coming in from them to you. You're not even allowing that. And none from you to them. So really your goal here is just to find peace within yourself. That is a very empowering goal. So the second thing you do is to try to zoom out and zoom out from the situation, kind of a bird's eye view of the person. This person probably is not doing everything they're doing to hurt you, and they probably have either said this to you or not even said it, but you know that really, their intention is not to lacerate you, to hurt you, to cause you pain. But most people are in the trance of their life. They're in a trance of their things. And this person probably has many blind spots about themselves, probably many addictions that they don't even know about. Addictions to controlling, to gossiping, to drinking, to smoking, whatever. They're not about you. Remember that. And remember that a lot. They're not about you. You're not the center of their universe, even though their behavior seems to be affecting you. So zoom out and say, but what causes that? And I'll give you an example. What causes that? Why is this person doing this? Most of the time, those behaviors come out from that other person that you think is hurting you because they have layers of pain, childhood pain, a lot of fragmentation inside of them. None of your business to go and dive into that, but just consider it and know that the origin of that, it's not you, it's them, it's their story. So come back to your power. I'll give you an example of an indirect way somebody can cause you to lose their trust. You know that they gossip, and not gossip maliciously, just that they share the information about you that's none of their business to share. It might not even be anything magnificent or tragic or whatever, but that makes you uncomfortable. You're like, every time I say something to this person shares it with everybody else. Your trust dial starts going down, right? And so what you do is, maybe with years, you're like accumulate a lot of resentment because you're like, oh my God, this person continues to do this. I don't trust this person. I hate this person. Anyways, so in this process, what you do is, what is going on? How I can really love and forgive this person. Say this person, it's ill, it's dying, it's getting old, whatever. And you're like, I really, really want to let go this sensation that I have about this person. I have my heart open towards them, but I don't trust them. Every time I open my heart to them, they betray me, they hurt me, they manipulate me. But what you do in this process is, okay, you sit down with yourself and you're like, this is how I'm feeling about interacting with this person. I don't trust them, I'm apprehensive, blah, blah, blah. You go in and you address the sensations in your body. Your heart is closing and you want to say to your heart, I want you to relax the walls and kind of let some light in. And I want to achieve peace, and I want it centered when I am interacting with this person or whatever. You set a goal of how you want to feel. Don't set a goal about how you want that person to react or how you're going to do anything in front of them or whatever, claim anything. Just focus on yourself in terms of back to your power. Oh my God, the sun is like blinding me. So what you do is you think about the person from a different perspective and you say, what is motivating this person to do this, to be so gossipy, for instance? And you say, oh, then you find out this person actually wants to connect. This person wants to connect with others. This person uses gossip as a currency. This person wants to connect with others by talking anything because she's so or he's so craving a connection with others. She feels so alone or so irrelevant or so invisible that he looks for that. So you see it from that perspective and you're like, okay, so maybe when I interact with this person, this is actually acting with greatness and with maturity and with intelligence. When you do things like this and you're like, okay, and compassion, I understand this person, this elderly, let's say, is doing this because they really crave connection. I will actually give her something to connect with or share information with this person that I don't have heaviness around, or that is not super important to me, but I'll help her with that, or I'll connect with her. Maybe this is not such a good layout, but just keep on. So what you do is, in your generosity, you can decide that your way of opening their heart to them is just to acknowledge that the reason why they were doing this hurtful thing to you was because they were looking to connect with others. And so you can help him with that, and also share with them other things that they can maybe share with others, like information or curious facts that then they can that you're okay if they kind of trade around to connect with other people. I hope that made sense. So those are the first 2 points. The third one is very much about your own power as well. I can't believe this is already 18 minutes and 33. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I actually hear talks that are like 2 hours long. So the third one is, you need to learn what this person is teaching you, because if you know and if you claim that this person has betrayed you repeatedly, and to the 100 and to the 40, then there's something here that you're not seeing and you're not getting. If this person is pushing your buttons, if it's poking you, if it's triggering you, if it's infuriating you, if it's actually activating the victim in you, this person always I can't trust him. I can't trust him. I can't trust her. Better to rip them out of my life and throw them to the garbage. You know, that does not work, especially when you're talking about a family member, especially when we're talking about a sibling. It doesn't work. Let's say this, it rarely works. It rarely works. You need to adjust you. The empowering way of doing this is you adjusting your energies, you're adjusting your mindset, your vibrations, your goal, your objective. Here, the objective here is always evolution. It's for you to get on the leading edge of your evolution. So if this person has repeatedly poked you or triggered you, there's something that you need to learn. And you've heard this many times, but I think it's harder when somebody has overtly, historically, bothered us, pissed us off, or betrayed us. In the way that we define betrayal. What's betrayal for me is not betrayal for you. There are a lot of things that people consider betrayal that for me are not. There's a lot of things that other people that I consider betrayal that maybe you're like, of course that's not a betrayal. Like that you can see with clarity that like, no, but I can totally see that's their personality. Anyways, so see what this person is teaching you. Many times, one of the nuggets they're teaching us, one of the bullets is to accept them as they are and not to try to change them. That's always kind of in part of the download of teachings, but there's always a teaching for you. Always a teaching for you. So anyways, I hope this helps somebody, and I'm gonna try to make them shorter and clearer. So subscribe to the channel. And thank you for watching, and leave comments, or I like to hear sometimes where people are from. I love to see like when somebody comments where they're from. They're from Venezuela, they're from, they're in Russia, they're in Berlin. Anyways, have a good day and see you online.